Hey guys, it's your boy Ansem here, going through my mentor tool deck list. So let's go right into it. Again, this is for my mentoring program that I do, and they graduate once they beat this deck. They graduate to my Lightsworn, and that's the Mac Daddy deck. So first they have to beat my first deck, which was the Synchro Abuse, and now the Warrior Toolbox. And then they go to actual Lightsworn. So first off, I have Amazon's Swordswoman, just because she does burn damage. Whatever monster attacks it, your opponent takes the battle damage. So it's good for me. I have 3 copies of Command Knight. You cannot attack Command Knight when there's another monster on the field, and she gives an extra 400 attack boost to all warrior types. So, you know, very good card, especially for warriors. I mean, you can run it if you want to. I do. Some people don't. I have Comrade Swordsman of Landstar in here because the little marshmallow thing gives all warrior types an extra 400 and is a tuner. It's a 3-star tuner. So you have Command Knight and Landstar out. That's an extra 800 attack for any monster. So that's pretty good. Crystal Seer I always have with me, except for in my Lightsworn deck itself. Crystal Seer, it's a flip effect. You look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one of them in your hand and put the one of them on the bottom of your deck. So it's a free card. Free flip effect card. Why not? DD Assailant. This card, when it is attacked, or I'm sorry, when it's destroyed by battle, you banish that monster and you banish this. So they both leave play. So fantastic. DD Survivor. At the end phase, when that card is banished off the field to out of play, you could special summon it, and you can only do that once per turn, so whatever. DD Warrior Lady, when she attacks or is attacked, you can choose to remove that monster and her out of play as well. So you're doing a little bit, this Warrior Toolbox is a little bit geared to do field control and hand control and graveyard control. Excuse me. Next you got Don Zalong. He has multiple effects. One is when he does battle damage, you can discard 1 card from their hand, or you can have them discard a card from the top of their deck to the graveyard, or nothing. So do effect 1 or 2. Do not pick effect 3. If you do, then you're playing Mercy. Next is Exile Force. Exile Force, you can summon it, you can tribute it off on the field, and destroy any monster on your opponent's side of the field as a tribute. Next I have the Jute Fighter. Jute Fighter is a tuner. It's a 2-star tuner, and once per turn you can change face-up attack position monster to defense mode. Sorry guys. This wind's messing with me today. Next I have Marauding Captain. Marauding Captain's pretty much a staple for any respectable Warrior Toolbox decks. When you summon him, you can summon another 4-star or lower monster from your hand to the field. So it's like a twofer. Definitely need him in your Warrior Toolboxes. Next you got Marshmallow, who's more of a defensive burn damage. When his face down monster is attacked, when his flip face up, they take 1,000 damage. Mobius the Frost Monarch, when he's successfully summoned, you can destroy 2 spells or traps on the field. Then you got Morphin Jar, discard your hand, draw 5. It is a flip effect. And then Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. This one I do like in my warrior decks because any face down monsters auto destroyed. It doesn't matter what their defense is, they're just auto destroyed. You can't ask for no more, especially if you're setting down monsters. Get rid of them. And then the last one on the top list is the Rose Warrior of Revenge. This card, when it does battle damage, does 300 in bird damage, but it's a 4-star tuner. So you can have this 4-star, have another 4-star, tribute it for an 8-star synchro. So fantastic. Next I have Sangan. Sangan's a good search card. When it goes to the graveyard, you can search out a monster with an attack of 1500 or less, which is pretty much anything on the top row, especially Marauding Captain. Spirit Reaper, again for your defense, but if you do happen to attack with it and you do 300 damage, they have to discard a card from their hand, and it cannot be destroyed in battle. Same thing with Marshmallow. It cannot be destroyed in battle. Total Defense Shogun. As you can tell, you know, you older people that play Yu-Gi-Oh! I run a couple tins here with the Command Knight and the Total Good Defense Shogun. That was like the 3rd tin set that got released. Well, when this card is summoned, it turns to defense mode, and it can attack while in defense mode. Next, you got Foolish Burial. You know, in case I want to throw away something to revive it later. Heavy Storm destroys all spells and traps on the field. Lightning Vortex, destroy at the cost of 1. Destroy all face-up monsters on the opponent's side of the field. Monster Reborn, I can reborn any monster from either graveyard. Mystical Space Typhoon, I can destroy any spell or trap on the field. Nobleman of the Crossout, it removes any face-down monster out of play. If it's a flip effect, it removes all copies of that flip effect from both players' decks. Pot Avarice. You retrieve 5 monsters from your graveyard, shuffle them back into your deck, and draw 2. So it's a Pot of Greed with monster retrieval. Reinforce the Army. This is what you do need this card in a Warrior Toolbox deck. Add a level 4 or lower warrior type from your deck to your hand. Shield Crush. Shield Crush, it destroys any defense position monster on your side, on your opponent's side of the field. Smashing Ground destroys the face-up opponent with the highest defense, the highest monster anyway with the highest defense. Typically it's your highest attacker that has it. It's not always, but majority of the time. Swords of Revealing Light. Your opponent cannot attack for 3 turns. Warrior Returning Alive. I could take any monster, any warrior type monster out of my graveyard and put it into my hand. And then lastly, my 2 traps being Magical Cylinders, which if a monster attacks me, I can flip this card, and my opponent takes damage equal to the attack of the attacking monster, but does not destroy monsters. And Mirror Force. Mirror Force destroying all attack-faced monsters on my opponent's side of the field. I'm not going to go through the synchros with you. You can pick and choose those as you want. I could tell you 2 off the top of my head that's sitting in there. One is Colossal Fighter. Colossal Fighter gains 100 more attack for every warrior type in either graveyard. And Stardust Dragon, of course. Stardust Dragon being an 8-star. Stardust Dragon is if any card that tries to destroy a card on the field, I can tribute Stardust Dragon to the graveyard to negate and destroy that card. And then during my end phase, the Stardust Dragon comes back to the field. Alright, make sure you guys sub me on YouTube. Again, this is a deck list for my mentoring system graduation party system level 2. When they graduate this, they move up to level 3, which they got to play my Lightsworn deck. And best of luck to you. So make sure you sub me on YouTube. Thank you guys.